Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are having another match day here, and I'm really excited to watch today's clashes. First one will be between Ego Maniacs and Arn Dorf. After that, we're watching Risky Business versus Ego Maniacs. That's actually a game from the previous match day, but it had to be rescheduled. And after that, we have the scandalous Vicious team against Team Black Diamond. Stay tuned, we're starting very soon. And I'm going to be with you in the first match. Together with me is my colleague Sleeps.
Yes, now your beloved streamer caster Rydro is not able to join us, so you will be listening to our voices during the first game probably.
Yeah, and when the second game starts, Ryder is probably going to be here with us, and he's going to take over and do it professionally like he always does. Just before we start, I'm just going to remind you of the players for each team. So, Ego Maniacs, we all know Hoodie is their captain, one of the beasts in our competition. And right alongside him are Swizz and Filko. Both have shown great skills on field. They have great teamwork, great synergy, and the results are there too. On the other side, it's Arn Dorf with Mizzy Easy, Tarded Lad, and They're Lying to You, and their new player who just played the previous match for them, Nick Zoo. All of them combined make a really solid team, and I think we're gonna have a rather good game here. So we're starting very soon. Filco has some minor connectivity issues, so we're gonna check with the teams if they want to play 2v3 or if they're gonna wait for him. They're joining, so we can just start.
Yeah, it looks like they will be playing 2 versus 3 actually, but the game has to start. And there
Yeah,
we have it.
and here we go for the first kickoff. Nixzu beats Swiss there, but Hoodie takes the ball. Tarded Lad aggressively taking it away, but making a minor mistake and almost had lost possession there. Tarded Lad now trying to go aggressively, and Miss Easy scores with the beautiful pass from Tarded Lad. I don't know if he really planned it this way, but it turned out just fine. And it's 1-0 for Arn Dorf. Hooded there with his dominance. We're used to him switching to the Octane, if I'm not mistaken, in cases when he needs that additional bit of motivation. But Swizz doesn't need it. Swizz scores the equalizer here for 1-1. A rather weird situation where Arndor players were kind of sleepy and lost on the field, and Swizz used that. Half a minute in, and there have already been 2 goals, one on each side. Let's see if Arndorf can keep up with the Ego Maniacs team, considering they have only 2 players right now, because Filko, the third, has some issues with his internet. It, and they just started happening when he entered the game. Hoodie attacking, and Hoodie takes the ball all the way to the goal. It's 2-1. Beautifully done from the wall. A little bit of twisting and turning there, and it was just enough to score that goal. Easy and Hoodie on the kickoff. Kind of a dead ball there, right by the wall. Wiz battling it out with almost the whole Arndorf team. Nizi takes the boost from the midfield, but Hoodie doesn't let them blink and scores the third goal for his team here. He came flying like a bullet there. They had no chance to do anything about it. I have to say, after a after a tiny mistake from Arndorf, Hoodie used it to score. Ikzu now, only to Hoodie, who goes right after the ball. from the ceiling. Gets the ceiling shot, but doesn't really shoot on goal properly. Comes started lad with the nice shot, but Hoodie positioned well. Now Swizz. Easy, almost with a pass for Hoodie. Arn Dorf still looking solid, even though they're 2 goals behind. But I have to say they seem kind of slow, or slower than we were used to them in the previous matches. It's like they're calculating their moves for too long when they're in possession of the ball. Maisie lets Hoodie shoot on his goal. Nice pass from Maisie, but nobody there to pick it up. Again, a pass by Nixu, who gets demoed, and Maisie trying to pass gets demoed by Hoodie as well. Pass by Swizz, Hoodie. Hoodie with a double tap only to the goal post. And the long ball towards Ego Maniacs half. Arn Dorf trying their best here to force the ball into the opponent's net, but it just didn't pan out like that. Swizz winning the 50-50 against 2 players, so basically winning the 25-75. And here he goes again, carrying the ball to the backboard. Is he gonna do the double tap? No, we're used to Swizz doing some insane stunts and getting some style points in these matches. A really solid player, and you can see it by the score here. Him and Hoodie basically don't even need Filco right now to keep that momentum and keep the lead up. Arn Dorf going for it. Swizz, unbelievable save by Swizz. He demoed Nixu as well. Hoodie trying to confuse his opponents, but didn't really work. Harder lad not quick enough to demo Swizz. Oh, Nixu misses it by a mile, and now raises it to the ceiling and doesn't really help his teammates at all by doing that. Swizz going for a ceiling shot and a double tap and the goal. That's 4-1 for Ego Maniacs, and well done by Swizz. We need to see more of these. They look beautiful. Nixu and Swizz on the kickoff. Hoodie takes over, but Mizi now sending the ball to the opponent's side. Hoodie doesn't let his opponents get to it at all. Swizz. Nixu now has a free goal, but he doesn't shoot. He sends it to the corner. Will his teammates be fast enough? No, they won't. Hoodie with the clutch save there. And it's gonna be 4-1 for now. Hoodie forcing the ball away, and Swizz gets another one for the 5-1 score in match number 1. This was a rather enjoyable match to watch.
And just as we're speaking about the match, I believe Filco actually finally joined. So the next game is probably gonna be even more interesting to watch. Basically, it's gonna be 3 versus 3 finally.
Finally, we have some kind of curse upon us lately, because I think the last 2 match days have had at least one match where the teams were playing 2v3.
I don't know. Basically, I believe we're just ready to go into the second game, right?
So yeah, well, of course. I'm clicking ready, and let's go and see how Arn Dorf will deal with the situation that they have here. And we're going for the kickoff. Finally, it's 3v3. Filko is back. And as far as I can see, his ping is stable, so let's hope that means his internet will be as well. Mizzy takes the ball. Gets it past Swizz, but Hoodie was right behind him and took it. Nixu. Oh, Tarded Lad with a nice. No, Nixu with a nice pitch. Sorry. Hoodie battling it out against Swizz to Filko. Filko flying high. Ego Maniacs now not letting Arn Dorf get out of their goal dimensions and scoring here. 1-0 for Ego Maniacs. And if Arn Dorf doesn't wake up and do something about this, we're probably gonna see a rewatch of match 1. Hoodie gets blocked, but Swizz is there to forward the ball. And Nixu tried to kind of boom it there, only getting the touch too late, so it just bounced to the opponent. Nixu and Mizi double committing in defense, but Tardelat kind of pushes it, and it's a 1-1. They may salvage things somehow here. Not really a planned attack or planned play, but as long as it works, it's good. 1-1. Hoodie did Nixu on the kickoff. Tarded Lad doesn't get the ball past Filko. Swizz now sending it towards him, and Filko trying to pass it to Hoodie. Not accurate enough though. Tarded Lad. Ball is with Hoodie again. Now with Filko, nice passing play. Hoodie, ooh, what a goal. What a play. This was wonderful to watch. Look at them go. Look at them go. And look at that goal. And as far as we can see, Swizz now has some issues with his internet. But I think he's gonna keep on playing. Swizz is getting the dead ball out of that 50-50. Filko standing it up. Swizz to the other side and Hoodie on his corner, but he's fast enough to get there and sends it to Arn Dorf's goal. And a lot of whiffs here. Tarded Lad with the clutch save. For now, I can say Tarded Lad has done the most for Arn Dorf. And I can't really pick out one player in Ego Maniacs who's done more than the others. Swizz and Hoodie both in great form. Filko lifting it up. Not enough for a goal, but it was a chance. Hoodie now trying to pass it to Swizz. Not enough though. Swizz shoots it wide. Filko not letting Nixu take the ball out. Mizi gets it to Nixu, but he doesn't get to shoot. But now he fixes that mistake and gets the equalizer for 2-2. Well played by Arn Dorf. Hoodie's position was really terrible there, and Nixu used it and gets his score up. Though it's 2-2. Arn Dorf fighting bravely here against a really powerful opponent. We've seen that second goal by Ego Maniacs and what they're capable of. But now Arn Dorf coming back to life with their third goal. Mizi and Nixu have played a really nice passing play there and a nice goal. A really exciting match, just like well we expected it to be. Well, and Swizz gets a really easy and simple goal there off the kickoff. Kind of, I don't know if that was on purpose, but he faked his opponent out by trying that flip reset. And it's 3-3. Mizi gets the kickoff, but Filko will take care of it. Nice shot by Swizz. That was powerful, but Mizi easy with the beautiful save, positioned well to prevent any tragedy from happening. Nixu now pinching it towards his half. Now Tarded Lad, not the best touch. Filko goes for it, only to Nixu, who drops it down to the floor, to the ground. Swizz now. Swizz showing off his skills, getting the style points. Hoodie showing off a bit as well. But Tarded Lad gets it past Swizz, loses car control, and stays behind and lets his opponent shoot. Mizi easy with the nice save. Hooded almost getting the pass for his opponents. Swizz gets the ball out. Hooded goes for it again. Not fast enough. Mizi trying a shot, but doesn't really work out for him. Nixu clears it. Swizz in the air again. We've seen how dangerous he can be when he's attacking like that, but not this time. Nixu trying to pass, but Hooded flips it away. Will it be overtime or will somebody score here? They're keeping the ball high up, trying to get the score. Hooded crossbar again, and Swizz only to Tarded Lad. Now Swizz sending it again towards goal, and it's gonna be overtime. That was tense and very close. Kickoff here, starting aggressively on both sides. Hooded now playing with his opponents and misses the ball. Couldn't control the car correctly. Now Nixu dropping it down for Tarded Lad, who leaves it behind for Hooded. And that's a goal. Another one for Swizz. And it's 2-0 in match wins for Ego Maniacs. So Arn Dorf are going into the third match knowing they could have gotten the draw here. But considering the fact that Ego Maniacs have a 2-match lead now in the series, they're gonna have to work double time to get some points on the table and hopefully for them maybe get the chance to win or at least get the equalizer for the series. What do you think, Sleeps? Do Arn Dorf have what it takes to win this series, to, or at least take away the draw?
Maybe.
You've heard it, people. Wise and deliberate words by Sleeps. And we're into the third match of the series. Now waiting for Swizz to enter. But Swizz leaves the match. Probably internet issues again. As we've seen before, Hoodie and his teammates don't mind playing 2v3. But now it's Filco, it's not Swizz, so let's see if Arn Dorf can maybe deal with them. Hearted Lad now confused there. Hooded going for the ball. Swizz is back. His connection is back. So Arn Dorf didn't really use that almost complete minute of time to maybe try and score a goal or two while they're playing 2v3. Now a brutal demo by Hooded gets the ball back into the possession of Ego Maniacs. Filco with a nice shot, and Filco scores for the 1-0. Nicely done. And a beautiful spot in the goal to hit the 90 degrees angle there. 1-0 for Ego Maniacs, and as time passes, Arn Dorf in more and more trouble. Hooded now. Easy gets the easy save. Filco taking the corner boost. Hooded getting the ball out. And of course shooting towards Filco, who scores this beautiful pass for a second goal. These guys are incredible. And it's really beautiful to watch a team play such good team plays, and to have such synergy. It's something we don't see every day, but we can't really say that Arn Dorf don't have that synergy. But obviously the skills and a little bit of experience are probably what makes the difference here. Nice shot by Nixu, and he didn't score, but his opponent, if I've seen correctly, it was Hooded, bumps it into his own goal. No, it was Swizz. Swizz scores another goal, but this time on himself. It's 2-1. The chances for Arn Dorf just went a little bit up, a tiny bit, but maybe it's enough to give them the motivation to play like the previous game and maybe get to even win one in the series. Hoodie going fast. Target Lad didn't let him shoot clearly. Filco doesn't let the ball get to his goal. Filco, Target Lad faster than him. Hoodie gets there and scores. He forces the ball into the goal for 3-1. Showing everyone there's no dilemma who the better team is here. Nicely done. Nixu now trying to get to the ball after the kickoff, but Filco was faster. Hearted Lad with the shot. Nice shot by Hearted Lad. 3-2. We're watching a really nice match here. Both teams playing at their best. Swizz and Target Lad. Target gets the kickoff, but it only gets to Hooded, who of course gives the pass to Swizz, who it seems like never misses. Sometimes I didn't see the touch there, but it counts as Swizz goal. So it's 4-2. 4-2 in this series, and if the score stays like this, it's gonna be the third win for Ego Maniacs. And if I'm not mistaken, That would mean the first loss for Arn Dorf. A little correction. Second loss. They lost the first game against Kulenovici. Swiss scores here for the 5th goal. And it's his second. And Hoodie's 3rd assist. Oh my god, it's Hoodie's 4 assists and the 3rd goal for Swiss. They are on fire right now. Arndorf obviously have some kind of communication problems. All 3 were going for the ball on kickoff, leaving the goal empty behind them. Alright, Mixu now gets it forward, but another shot by Swiss gets saved by Tardelad. Mizi doesn't get to it, but Filko does. Couldn't get the double tap. Hoodie, pass for Swiss. Shot by Swiss, 7-2. They are on a rampage here. Hoodie with 5 assists. 4 of them were for Swiss. And Filko just calmly driving around the field, knowing he doesn't have to do much. Arndorf now have to fight for something more than points, and that's their honor after a close second match where they had the chance to even win. Now they are not even close to a draw. Mizi goes. Mixu. Mizi going again. Hoodie blocks him, and Filko with a nice and smart shot. Swiss now takes the ball away from his teammate from Filko. Hoodie bumping the ball a little bit higher, and Tardelad with a nice shot, but Swiss was in position to save that. Ooh, nice pinch, and it's gonna be a goal. A pinch by Swiss. Not even the fastest pinch, only 90 kilometers per hour, but it was just enough for Arndorf not to be able to get to it. It's 8-2, and right now I believe Arndorf are only waiting for the match to be over to regroup. Started lad, nice shot, but Hoodie blocks him again. Seems like in this match Ego Maniacs didn't want to leave anything to chance, and they just went all out. And it's gonna be 3-0 in wins. We're going into match number 4. Now, both teams playing just for the stats, and considering what we've seen so far, I think we can expect some insane shots and some sick moves by Ego Maniacs. But you never know, maybe Arndorf get their motivation going for them, and maybe with the pressure off, they can even win this match. Everything is possible. Hoodie bumping it out, and over Mixu, and over Mizi, but Mixu in the right spot. Swiss, show them some mercy. First goal scored by Hoodie, but to be completely honest, this goal was deserved by Swiss. We're going into the second kickoff here. Twiz faking it, going for the middle boost right away. Hoodie trying to pass. Ends up as a pass by Swizz. And a nice, slow but nice shot by Hoodie. Gets to Filko. Filko trying to confuse his opponents, but didn't manage to. Filko misses the ball completely, but everybody misses the ball, and Filko manages to score it in the end after a rather whiffy affair. Filko gets it. It's 2-1, 2-0, and Arn Dorf not showing any promise of winning this right now. Filko. Hoodie. Filko not getting to the ball. Started lad, forward. Hoodie not letting go of that ball, but someone, Mizzy, I think, pushes it away. Almost another goal for Filko. Mitsu was in the right space to prevent that from happening. Nice shot. Hoodie and Filko go for a double commit, end up saving it. Ooh, Filko with a nice shot off the backboard. Drops it down into the goal for 3-0. Looking at the match right now, I'm rather excited about the next one between Ego Maniacs and Risky Business. We know they are more than capable to play some great team plays and then score some beautiful goals. So it's gonna be two fantastic teams on both sides. Hoodie and Swizz going for the ball together, only to confuse each other. Mitsu. Filko now pushing the ball forward towards his goal. Nice shot by Hoodie, only to the crossbar. Swizz gets it back to Arn Dorf's goal. Now Hoodie off the corner, goes for it. Mizzy was faster, and Tarded Lad and Mizzy now, yeah, they are gonna score their first goal here. And it's gonna be 3-1. 3-1 for Ego Maniacs. Wiz misses it. Filko only to Swizz to carry it out of their half. And Hoodie with the shot, it's 4-1. I guess they just said, okay, you scored one, we're gonna score another couple of goals. One team is gonna have their stats bumped up very nicely here. The other team, being Arn Dorf, are gonna have to work really hard in the next matches to prevent any further harm to their position in the standings. Hooded with the 5th goal, and this is becoming a one-sided match again. Arn Dorf not able to stand up to them in that situation, and it's 5-1 with Hooded. Oh my god, Hooded and Swizz, I don't even have to say it. You saw it. It's beautiful. It's effective. It's almost an aerial pinch for the sixth goal, 6-1. Hearted Lad has the chance here to score but misses. Nixu wasn't fast enough to finish it off. Nizi, the high shot. Hearted Lad scores for the second goal here, 6-2. I don't think a minute is enough for Arn Dorf to get back into this game, but at least they can help their stats now and push forward. Led wins the kickoff, but Swizz is on the ball again. Ball goes wide. Mixu stays to take the corner boost. Hoodie for Filko. Filko doesn't get to the ball, but Hoodie does. Almost scores again. Mizi takes the ball out. Gets some style points with the spinning and twisting, but also gets the ball to his opponent. Swizz. Hoodie. Nobody there to catch it. Mizi. Not fast enough. Target Lad. Filko for Swizz. Mizi saves that. That was a clutch save. 14 seconds to go. Hoodied. Nixu with the save again. Filko in the air. Hoodied. And it's the end of this series. It's 4-0 for Ego Maniacs. And we're gonna be back soon with the second match of the day, and that's Risky Business versus Ego Maniacs. It's the match from the previous match day that was rescheduled. And stay hyped and stay tuned because we're gonna watch a festival of goals. See you in a couple of minutes.
We'd go to bed in my arms, you're safe and sound without a threat, and I can't wait to see what happens next. How far can we get if we sail a little bit high, a little bit low? How far can we get if we sail a little bit high, a little bit low? We're still a little bit young, but I'm all in. We're still a little bit dumb, but I'm all in. We're still a little bit young, but I'm all in. We're still a little bit dumb, but I'm all in. A little bit high, a little bit low. I need us to be a little bit high, a little bit low, completely alone.
Now which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing off our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for. Into the infinite that we must reach. Into the infinite that we must reach. Into the infinite that we must reach. Into the infinite that we must reach.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. And with me is Rydro, so he's probably gonna take most of the casting role, and I'm just gonna be there for support. Hi, Rydro.
Hello, thanks for choosing me again to be casting there. I really can't wait to watch those matches which are gonna be ahead, and it's gonna be like an A-League goal right there, going for Ego Maniacs. I've been like watching them in the back, even though like I wasn't really casting in the beginning, but I've seen what this team is able to do, especially with those passing plays, in game speed, and the mechanics as well. The team seems to be really unstoppable, and I think they're also very well warmed up coming into their next series for today. So it's gonna be, I would say, it's a bit gonna be harder for Risky Business, even though they're just able to break through the defense, and that we have seen also what they're able to do, like especially with Mario being on the team, they're just like able to capitalize on those mistakes once the defense has been broken. So I would definitely call it to be either a tie series or just like 3-1 basically for Ego Maniacs, because like I said, this is not the first series, so they're definitely well warmed up compared to Risky Business.
Yeah, and tonight Zoa isn't playing for Risky Business, which might be a slight problem for them, him being probably one of the better players of the team. But I'm also glad that we have the chance to see how the three remaining players what they can do on field without him. So yeah, I definitely think this is going to be a really interesting match to watch, and probably to cast too.
Exactly. Now a double demolition coming from Ego Maniacs. Couldn't really put the ball though. The third one was in the back and ready to defend, and now Hobbity Hoy just able to read the bounce of the post. And you know how difficult these bounces are, even if though just they look really basic. They're just like right in front of the goal line, but they're very hard to predict. And like when that happens, you really don't want to miss those, especially when you're like down by a goal. And right now the game is tied up.
Nice equalizer there by Risky Business.
I think what Ego Maniacs have in advantage is that they're able to get those passing plays. They're able to pass even infield, so you don't really expect to see like basic passes, which is just shoot the ball at the corner, just wait for it to be bouncing, and just have your teammate to go for it to like go and shoot the ball. But instead, they're just able to find those passing plays, like regardless the position is, and also they're able to go with those solo plays as well, thanks to their mechanics. They're just able to do a lot of flashy stuff and just get their shots to be as unpredictable as possible.
I completely agree with you. They have their passing game working for them, and they're topping it up with great skills. But I have to be honest, risky business, they are really capable of doing some great passing plays. I don't know if we've seen enough of them in this season, but last season they played under the name of Via Con Locos, and they did really well.
I believe
So
they placed top 3. I looked at the previous season. Maybe
yeah,
they placed the 3rd. That is a really good placement, I would say. So right now, I'm not sure if it's like the same roster, but they definitely still have the potentials. I mean, they look really consistent overall, and also able to break the defense and always there to capitalize, even though you just don't get to see a lot of flashy plays. But Mario, this guy is like insane, and I think he's like a huge factor in these teams. So if he's like feeling well and just able to do well, I think it's definitely going to be helping his teammates out, and also able to be like maybe just boosting up the morale and confidence for his teammates to like make everybody else playing very well as well.
yeah, we can see both teams playing rather carefully here, testing out the field, testing out the opponent, and I think that's normal when you have high-skilled teams, because they both don't want to get into the situation of making a stupid mistake, even if it's just a small one, because it can cost them a goal and eventually a win.
Exactly, and especially in game number 1, which is really important for you to just test things out and see what your opponent is able to do. So just try to adjust, and just you don't want to have a really bad start and like later on you have to cover it up. So you want to make sure that everything would be counting from the beginning of the series, and I think both of the teams are doing the same thing right now, which is resulting in a very close game, just 1-1, and now it's just gonna be a bump, and who did almost getting the flip reset there. Oh, it's gonna be Swizz at the last 80 seconds. As I just mentioned how close the game is. Just Filco, a pass off the ceiling, and Swizz. Huge opening here in the defense coming from Risky Business. It's gonna let the ball go through. That's gonna be Ego Maniacs having the lead at the last few seconds.
And I wanted to use this opportunity to say Filko gets overlooked so often because he's mostly in the shadow of Swizz and Hooded, who are, we can't say they aren't. They are really beasts on the field. They're splendid players. But Filko also has a nice set of skills, and he's shown that in the previous match as well. So I'm really glad to see him getting his confidence up and scoring here, showing what he can do as well.
The ball is still alive, and that was like almost the last shot for Risky Business, but it's gonna be denied, and Ego Maniacs taking game number 1. We haven't seen a lot of passing plays at the beginning, just like how you mentioned. Both teams are like trying to test things out, and later on, I think Ego Maniacs just managed to be bouncing back and just once again to be, I would say, relaxed and having those passing plays. We have seen a really good pass coming from Filco of the ceiling, and that one just looked really important. Just if you're able to pull those kinds of like fancy plays, it could definitely help your teammates out to just maybe let go of the nerves, and just everybody would be feeling really comfortable. So we're about to see if that's actually true in game number 2, but it's still like overall I think it was like a very close game. It could go either ways, but I think still like Ego Maniacs are still like the better team right there. Just like how I mentioned, they have like already warmed up, and this is the second series for them.
I completely agree with you. Uh, Egomaniac's probably also aware that they are fighting for the first spot on the standings. After the previous match, they are tied by points with Cardinals Esports, but if they win this one, they will take the first spot. Sorry. So that can be a good motivational factor, but also it can add additional pressure to them. Maybe after 2 matches played, they can be a little bit worn out and make some mistakes that they usually wouldn't make. On the other side, we have Risky Business who are fresh now, and they're probably gonna do so much more than in the first match to try and get the score back into their let's say into what they wish it to be.
That's true. Like even if they get to lose the first game, it was like just basically 1 goal difference, and the last goal only got scored at like let's say the last few seconds. So they still managed to be keeping the game very close, and just Mario. I haven't seen him showing up in the first game, but right now just gets a really solid touch off the walls and getting a huge demo, and then followed up with a really solid shot, and that's gonna be putting his team on the lead.
Mario really forced his way there to the goal, and Ego Maniacs will be a little bit frustrated for letting him do so.
One thing I have also noticed about Ego Maniacs, they looked good everywhere, but just in the defense, sometimes they get those kind of confusion, just open nets that you don't really expect to be going in, because at this level, you would expect everything to be like being as smooth as possible, like the communication would also be there. But sometimes they just have this kind of like, I would say, weak positioning, where it's just gonna be like, you know, letting easy balls that could have been easily prevented from going in, but they still managed to get a sweep earlier. That's pretty good from them, but I think it could be really dangerous if this like gets, I would say, overlooked.
I agree with you completely. They had some mistakes in the defense, so they let Arn Dorf score on them a couple of times. And playing against Risky Business, who are, in my opinion, a much more serious team than Arn Dorf, it could cost them much more.
Another game, and it's another close game between both of these teams. A very interesting touch, and Hoodie isn't ready for it, just struggling to keep the ball out of the net, but it still goes in. Hoppity Hoy just getting a very interesting slide touch, making it really awkward for Ego Maniacs. And you can also see that accidental team bump from Hoodie, just once again panicking the defense, not ready for a touch. That's gonna be 2-0 for Risky Business.
Risky Business now showing their strength and starting to play like they are able to. And I have to say, I think it's the first time in this season that they're playing with this roster without Zoa. And so I have to say congratulations for doing such a good job at team plays.
They're just slowly adapting to, you know what, I would say Ego Maniacs are really weak at. They're just able to put the ball in very awkward spot. We have seen them also doing it against the other teams as well, and Mario was like, every time just this kind of mistake happened in the defense, he's there for the follow. And right now we haven't really seen it in game 1, but right now we're just seeing it, and it seems to be like happening even more often. So this is a really good sign for Risky Business. Boom and clear. It's gonna be denied by Mario. This shot is gonna be off target. It's gonna be Hoodie once again trying to center the ball, and Hoppity Hoy just not really rushing to the clear. It's gonna be Swiss trying to find Hoodie just off the wall, and this shot is gonna be denied. Mario is just standing on the way, preventing from that passing play to be counting.
That was close. Risky Business now going aggressively, really. They have explosive attacks, and it's showing on the score right now with the nice passes.
Good passing
and
play
everything.
coming. Just, oh, Hoppity Hoy just almost found the security in that shot. It's gonna be a back pass, not the best touch from Ilias though. But Hoppity High just able to get the demo, and another shot is gonna be once again off target for Ego Maniacs. But they're still not giving up, they're just going for those passing plays. Less than a minute left on the clock, they're down by 2 goals. I don't think that's gonna be possible, but it's definitely gonna be possible in the next game, so I've seen how close the series could be. Kelko with a pass at 0 boost, and Hoppity High with a solid read, denying the first goal, still scoreless in game number 2.
This is not
Hoodie.
something we see every day by Ego Maniacs to end the match scoreless. And Hoodie now just standing there waiting for the match to be
Yeah,
over.
I'm not sure if he was like maybe either AFK or just maybe disconnecting, but it's just like he wasn't really moving. But knowing that the game's like over, so like hopefully just in the next game it's gonna be better. So far it's a tie series, 1-1 for both of the teams, and I think both of the teams are putting a really good fight. But Risky Business are showing really good signs for adapting to their opponent's playstyle, and they're also showing how they're able to still break through the defense and manage to capitalize on those mistakes.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if Hoodie is going to maybe switch his car because he played with the Dominus. And if I remember correctly, when he wants to go into overdrive, he chooses the Octane. So I'm expecting that to happen at some point. But here both teams have the chance to maybe take the lead now in the series. Let's see what match number 3 brings us.
It's usually not a good sign for somebody to just keep switching their cars, but hopefully for Hoodie it just... Oh, never mind, he didn't really switch his car, so he's still playing with the Dominus.
So he's confident that he can do enough with the Dominus already.
Another game with another early pressure from both of the teams. It's like a force just going on back and forth non-stop, just trying to work on those small gaps they're just given at any time. Now Hooded with an interesting center ball. It's gonna be Swiss off the backboard. It's gonna be Hoppity Hoy. And now Felko looking for the second touch of the backboard. Just the defense crumbling right now, just looking in a huge mess. Everybody's like double committing, not trusting each other's, panic everywhere. That's gonna be leading Ego Maniacs have a lead at 40 seconds only.
Ego Maniacs now clawing their way back into this series, and Risky Business more than capable to answer that now. So let's see if what they've done in the previous match will be enough for them to maybe get an equalizer here, or if it's gonna be Risky Business who's scoreless this time.
It's interesting because we haven't really seen them double committing a lot in the defense, but in the start of game number 3 where just everything was so close together, and right now they just seems to be happening, like those of the those defensive mistakes seems to be happening more often. This could be problematic for Risky Business to keep holding up on this kind of pressure, and you have seen what Ego Maniacs are able to do once they're just able to get those spaces. They're just able to get too fast for their teammates, regardless if it's like on the air or just maybe even on the ground. But right there, just almost Mario is able to type the game.
Mario was really close there, flipping and twisting there. I thought he's gonna force it into the goal, but thankfully for Ego Maniacs, they managed to get it out.
We're seeing double commits from both sides right now, but from Risky Business, it's more of a, like, I would say a war sign if it happens in the defense. If it's like happening maybe in the offense, maybe just the team is looking really comfortable, so they just like they're just maybe not overthinking a lot. It's still like a double commit, but once it happens in the defense, you barely have enough time to adjust and get to position yourself and try to shake it off and also avoid the confusion that's going to be followed up later on.
I agree
Oh,
with
he's
you.
going.
The, the psychology of making a mistake in the defense is always much worse because it's usually the result of a panic attack. Aliens here with the beautiful goal.
Great demo play coming from Risky Business, just creating the space. Fine, they just like the balls have been like cleared almost all the time. Well, they just managed to create the space that they have been needed from the beginning of game number 3 right now. So that demo just looked really huge, and this is a very interesting play coming from Risky Business. We haven't really seen them getting physical so many times, but this is exactly what you want to see because you want to always just try to change things up. If you saw like maybe just passing plays getting denied, like maybe just solo plays aren't really doing you well, so you just try to maybe try to spice things up and have something different. Try to be like I would say unpredictable as possible, and that could be working very well. And we have seen it for Risky Business. They are able to tie up the game right now, just from one single demo in the defense, able to create a huge play for their teammates.
Ego Maniacs, I have to say, look really beautiful in the air when they're doing their stylish flips and passes. But I really respect Risky Business for their uh, consistent plays because they are known to rely more on skills than they do on all these flips and twists and fakes.
Really good touch from Udit, but almost found the angle there. And also Swizz with a pre-jump, trying to get the read really early, but couldn't really get any of that, so we're still tied up. 2 shots going to waste right now. It's gonna be Hoodie once again, popping the ball high, looking for an edge dribble. Can he find the angle? He gets to place in top corner. They're going back on the lead. Hoodie having huge space and a delayed jump coming from Mario isn't able to get in time. This one's gonna go really bad for Risky Business. They're able to, I would say, barely keeping up with the pressure. They finally managed to type the game, and right now they have to do it all over again. Less than a minute remaining right now. They have seen how long it took Risky Business to get that one goal on the board, and now they have to do it again. Ego Maniacs, they're just still pushing non-stop.
Looking at the score now and what we've seen so far from both teams, this series could easily go and end in a draw.
Huge opening. Mario with just another demo play from Risky Business. Are you kidding me? They have done it twice right now.
And look at Mario and Swizz playing cat and mouse there until the demo happened and Aliens had the opening to score.
Okay, I saw the huge opening right there. I thought, okay, this could be an easy transition, but the ball was like basically stuck on the ground, and you can't really get to bounce dribble it. But Mario, he saw that his teammate is dribbling the ball, so that was a really good decision. Oh my goodness, we almost saw a 0-second goal right there. What a series right now.
That was
In business,
so
they
close.
managed to stay alive.
I think Risky Business have flexed all their muscle there, thinking it was in,
Oh, what a
and here
shot.
as well.
Really good plays coming from both sides right now. Even though just Risky Business didn't look the best in the beginning, but later on they have definitely showed up that they could still compete at this level and not give up so early.
Beautiful series we're watching right now, and both teams have given us a lot to talk about. Not only talking about the goals, and what
Oh,
a beautiful demo by
Hoodie.
Hoodie.
The revenge from these demos, it finally pays off for Ego Maniacs, and it just immediately results in a goal. They finally get to win game number 3. It was almost stolen, but right now they just finally secure it, and now they're just demoing play coming in right there. You see, it's getting really interesting with those demoing like physical plays. So it just makes things really unpredictable, and I think this is, I would say, a huge factor in this series, and the reason why just I would say, the most exciting series I've been watching so far. And also, if you look at the chat right now, they just everybody's looking really excited. Everybody's like cheering for both teams as well. So it's gonna be only better right now. Can Risky Business tie up the series though, because they're down by one match, I would say. So their only mission right now, our objective, is just to tie up the series. There is no way to win it, so at least you want to walk away with the tie series.
They're definitely
also-
gonna try. They're definitely gonna try here, and after tasting blood in the second match, they're probably gonna go to 200 KMP. Hey, and I couldn't even say it right because Swizz scores his first goal.
I don't blame you for finding the right words. It's like a war zone right now. We're seeing a lot of bumps, 50s, and demos from both sides, so it's less than a Rocket League right now. It's more of like a war game. Both teams are like putting a really good fight, so just once again, by the way, Ego Maniacs take the lead. They just also started with an early pressure, and they finally found the openings.
Agreed with you there. It really looks like a warfield and beautiful shot. Too bad it didn't go in. Wiz trying to create an attack.
I was really doubting Risky Business at the beginning, but they really showed that they're able to play at this level, and they're also doing a really good job at adapting and also managing to keep the series, I would say, as close as possible. But seems to be also the team plays are like, it seems to be lacking from Ego Maniacs. It just we're seeing more of solo plays than just team plays, which what we have been used to see in the previous series.
They're probably trying to patch up some holes in the defense by leaving one person behind and going for some solo action then. Because when you're attacking and two guys are the attackers, they're trying to create something from it.
Another
It
demo!
ends up with one guy
Yeah.
losing his position.
Every demo, I love this, like every demo is gonna be resulting in an immediate goal, so it's not just like a mindless demo or bump like what you used to do, where like you're about to rotate back, so on your way you get to bump your opponent, or like maybe demo them and just maybe wish for something productive to happen. But what we're seeing right now, just every time it happens, it's gonna be resulting in a goal.
The demo is really paying off for them here. And
A lot of creative plays as well.
yeah.
Gonna be Aliens trying to censor the ball. It's gonna be Swizz just beating his opponents on the corner. Now Felko once again on the ceiling isn't able to get the pass that we have seen earlier, but still they are having the ball control. It's gonna be Swizz off the backboard, couldn't really get the touch though. It's gonna be Felko once again. It's gonna be shot off target. Another double commit from the defense of Risky Business. Really good stuff from Mario, but they need a clear. It's gonna be a free shot basically, and once again it's gonna be saved. Down by 2 goals, just only 2 minutes remaining, so time is just slowly running out, even though you just have kept the series very close. Now you just need to do it again, otherwise you're gonna be losing 3-1. So their only hope right now is just to tie the series. They're down by 2 goals, and hopefully we're gonna see that happening, because they're showing a lot of signs of struggles here in the defense, especially with those double commits and also lacking of big clears to prevent those offensive plays from continuing.
I was really hoping for a draw in this series because both teams deserved it in the first 3 matches. But I have to be completely honest here, the 4th match is really looking like Ego Maniacs were holding back in the previous matches, and now they're just showing off what they actually can do. Risky Business kind of losing their consistency, their positions here. And a minute
That's
left to
true.
play.
That's true. They're looking really loose right now. They're just having those weird gaps, I would say, and also we haven't really seen any kind of physical plays. But right now, interesting touch coming from Hoppity High. It just almost found the spot right there, but it was cleared. Just the last 30 seconds of the series right now. It's gonna be Hoppity High once again with a shot, and this one is gonna find the net. Finally, one on the board for Risky Business.
Hoppity giving them some hope in the final seconds of the match. Will it be enough though for Risky Business to get back into this and maybe salvage a point from this series?
They definitely have to be more aggressive as time is just running out, so there's no point in holding back. So you either get to lose it or you just at least give it your best shot. But Felko denying that small hope they had at the last 14 seconds. They're gonna be needing 2 goals obviously to tie up the game, just maybe push this team in overtime. So it's even more impossible right now for Risky Business to stay alive. So the series had to go for Ego Maniacs. I haven't really expected this to be this close, even though this is going to be won by Ego Maniacs. But I was honestly expecting a sweep at the beginning because I was saying how they are very well warmed up because they had the series at the beginning, and this is like basically the second one for them. But Risky Business, they showed a lot of good offensive plays and also a lot of adaptability skills as well in this series. So I'm still proud of how Risky Business get to play. It's like a really tough team to play with, so there's no denial on that. But congrats for Ego Maniacs for taking another win for today, and for Risky Business, hopefully we're gonna see them playing better next time. And I think we're gonna have to go for a short break as we prepare the last series, which is gonna be Vicious versus Team Black Diamond.
We can do anything together if we just try. Yeah. And as long as we have our backs whenever our foes come by, this time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces.
And welcome back to the last series of today, Vicious versus Team Black Diamond. By the way, for those who doesn't know Team Black Diamond, this team has been undefeated in this season. So they have been getting sweeps every time, so they haven't lost a single game. And right now, from what I heard, is that Vicious has a new roster, so this could be like resulting in positive results or negative results, but it's just gonna be creating, I would say, an excitement and like this kind of expectation when it just comes to watching this team playing right now. So Nenji, do you have like any predictions or who's gonna be winning?
Well, for now, Ferocity just scored his first goal for Team Black Diamond. My prediction would probably go a little bit to the Black Diamond side because they have more, they've played more as a team. But on the other side, Vicious is back with a different roster than before. We all remember the forfeit that they did in the previous match day, so I hope it won't happen again. And I hope their new roster will improve things for them. But yeah,
Well,
my prediction would be maybe Team Black Diamond winning this 3-1, probably.
I'm also hoping to see a big improvement for Vicious as well. But just I didn't really know that much about the team. I have looked only at the previous result, and I've seen that they lost against Eagles. And if you watch ligaraketa, like especially season 4 right now, the team has been struggling a lot to keep up with the pace, and they have got swept against Eagles. And right now they're just gonna be facing Team Black Diamond, and this team, like I said, is undefeated, and I don't think they're gonna be losing anytime soon. But with this new roster, it just kind of add this kind of like a variable and just like kind of make it more unpredictable. But I still gonna be sticking with my I would say original predictions. It's gonna be Team Black Diamond gonna be walking away with another clean victory on their results. It's gonna be 4-0 for Team Black Diamond.
That's a very bold prediction, and hopefully for Vicious they won't really lose all 4 matches. But I can understand why you would predict it like that, considering what they've shown so far.
This is a really good play coming from Val and G. Just everybody seems to be in a really awkward spot in the defense. Brian facing backwards, and Aquatic is just stuck on the wall, unable to do anything really useful for his team, and that's going to be resulting in a tie game. Most of the times, like you just make this roster changes. It's gonna be like there always gonna be some times for you where you're gonna have to be adjusting, like try to find the best role for you to also help the new player to be fitting in the team. So I'm not really sure for how long they have been playing with each others right now. So I still like I don't think they're gonna be showing up like really quickly. If anything else, it will be through the series. So just like I was saying, it's either gonna be 3-1 or just like I said 4-0 for Team Black Diamond. But so far it seems to be a very close game. We're seeing both forces just pushing at each other's non-stop, and we're seeing some kind of signs of inconsistencies from Team Black Diamond right now.
Yeah, they're both not as skilled and high level teams like the previous match, but so far they've been very closely matched, so I think it can still be a very interesting series here. And if I'm not mistaken, we can already see some improvement in Vicious playstyle. Probably more confidence because Violent G is a really good attacker. So basically, if they work on their rotation and do defending well, they can maybe even get something out of this.
Good center ball, but nobody was there to quickly follow it up. It was just standing the blue side for just a bit too long, and nobody was there to punish for the team in orange. It's gonna be Ryan. Almost found the angle. What's gonna be Aquatic just sniping the ball to go inside of the net. Somehow just managed to avoid all of these players and still get a solid contact in the ball, and also resulting in an own goal, but it's just more of an attempt to tried to save the ball at the last moment, but that's gonna be a lead for Team Black Diamond once again. It's gonna be Frosty, almost getting the dunk in the air. Now Brian with a miss. It's gonna be a free chance to go in the offense for Vicious right now. It's gonna be the last minute of game one. It's gonna be Aquatic, just once again off the ceiling, almost found the second touch to pass it back for himself. Barely any boost remaining on Aquatic Sang, so he didn't really get the touch that he wanted. Otherwise, that would have been a really perfect moment to secure the first win of the series. Nobody's just trying to push too hard at the last 30 seconds. Even Team Black Diamond, they're just acknowledging the potentials of Vicious right now. They're just trying to not make any kind of mistake and also maybe overcommit in the offense and just underestimate the new roster as well. The final countdown. And it's gonna be another win for Team Black Diamond, but I would say it's still a shaky win, but I'm surprised from Vicious how well they played and they just also managed to keep the game very close. Both teams had great potentials right there to be dominating, but I would say it just Vicious. You're actually right. Vicious is looking really scary at the moment with this like new roster, and Violent G is looking like a really solid player to be fitting in the new team. But it just hopefully it's gonna be staying like this and also gets better for Vicious. They had their chances in the offense, but not so much compared to Team Black Diamond. If you just look at the shot percentage, it's 11 shots compared to 4 only in game one. Even though it's just the game very close, but it just seems to be overall Team Black Diamond is more likely to be pushing than Vicious.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Team Black Diamond seems like the type of team that just goes for the win and doesn't want any compromises, while Vicious is probably still trying to test out what they can do as a team. And we can see that here on the score table right now.
Game number 2. Game 1 was just a very close game when it comes to the results. But Vicious, I'm really looking forward to see more of them just playing. The team's looking really fun to watch at the moment, and hopefully they're gonna keep on playing like that for the whole tournament. Really nice passing play. It's gonna be leading to a transition only. Now Aquatic with an early shot. None of his teammates were expecting a pass in the midfield, so it's gonna be immediately cleared. And just once again, things are looking really chaotic in the orange side. Now Brian with another whiff in the air. We have seen it earlier, so this could be really a moment where it just could lead to tilting, because if you're just gonna be missing so many aerials, it's gonna be leading you to slow things down and just maybe just kind of get to your head, and also maybe just gonna be underestimating yourself and not looking really confident as you should be.
Vicious here trying to do some team plays, unfortunately ending them with whiffs, but it's nice to see that they're actually coming together as a team. And as you said, I hope they will keep on playing a better game in the rest of the tournament.
I'm not sure how that 50 happened right there, just in the wall, just managed to send the ball straight into the net. And you can see that's Violent G. He was the only one able to get that read, but he just wasn't fast enough for it yet. So that's gonna be another game where just Team Black Diamond taking the first goal and going on the lead. Oh, Frosty with a second touch as he lands, extending the lead. It just right off the kickoff is able to get that kind of play really fast. This is just incredible.
Well done by Frosty, showing off some skills there. Vicious seemed surprised and shocked at the same time. they were completely out of position to save that.
Exactly, it just happened like right after kickoff, where it just seems to be more likely to be uncollected and just trying to position yourself, because it's gonna be like a 15, just gonna have to adjust your position accordingly to where the ball will be landing at. But that happened like so fast that none of Vicious players were able to get the read and able to keep the ball away. That's gonna be a beautiful passing plays for Vicious right now. Valen G is able to get a solid placement as well, just putting it in the post, and that's gonna be 1 on the board.
Wish is finally showing some skills here and some aggressiveness that could result in more goals for them. But so far, Akrotik has been really solid in defense, not only talking about this series, but previous matches as well. So Vicious has a difficult task before them.
As they're almost just trying to catch the ball, just couldn't really get it though. But really fast clear coming from Vicious. Not to the best recovery from Brian. He has been showing a lot of signs of inconsistencies up in the air. Hopefully it doesn't stay like this, otherwise it could be resulting in, I would say, huge, I would say like, it's gonna be creating a lot of disabilities for Black Diamond right now. And I think this kind of lead to another kind of pressure, because I think they're gonna be trying to meet those expectations. They haven't really lost a game, so they're just trying their best right now not to lose any game soon and just keep on having this clean record.
They are aware that there are some stronger teams than them in the competition, so they're probably trying to bump their score up as high as possible with the teams that they have a chance against. Because let's be honest, playing against the likes of Ego Maniacs or Carnos Esports and Risky Business, they're not gonna have a easy task like with Eagles or Vicious. So yeah, Team Black Diamond again probably trying to get the most out of these series.
Yeah, these teams that you have mentioned, they're like at the highest tier on the league, even though they don't look that clean compared to Team Black Diamond. They were just like, maybe they have lost a couple of games or just maybe one series, but these are like high level players, so I'm sure they're able to just get top 4 at least if they're not gonna be the champions. But I would say it's still gonna be a lot of pressure for Team Black Diamond, especially since they're having very close games against Vicious. And right now, just as I speak, it's gonna be Acrotic, a shot out the wall, extending the lead. It's gonna be two goals lead basically for I would say Team Black Diamond. 43 seconds only. It's gonna be really hard to be bouncing back in like a very short time. But Team Black Diamond just slowly having their confidence up, and they're just really showing and putting really good aggression on Vicious.
In the third quarter of the game, Team Black Diamond seemed to be a little bit sleepy, but now they're pressing hard, just not wanting to leave anything to chance, and they want a clean win here. And it seems that they will get it.
And this is the second win for Team Black Diamond. It was a close series at the beginning, but then like at the end of game number 2, right now they look like the better team, like when compared to, again, just the shot percentage just always showing up. So this is a really good sign. So Team Black Diamond, even though it was like they're facing I would say a solid challenge, but they're still able to have their chances in the offense, and I think this is a very huge thing for Team Black Diamond, and I don't think they can be really struggling anytime soon. So I think it just comes to adapting and also finding their opponent's weakness. And once they get to do that, it's gonna be, I would say, like less of a challenge through the series for Team Black Diamond. But I'm not underestimating Vicious. They're definitely proven themselves just at the first game, obviously. But in game number 2, just seem to be like cooling down a little bit compared to Team Black Diamond, where they just kept pushing and pushing non-stop.
Exactly. It's like it's not a nice thing to hear, but it kind of seems like they're halfway to giving up already, instead of pushing harder to get eventually one win in this series would be good for them, at least for their confidence and their stats. But right now they seem like they don't really have a solution to the situation they found themselves in.
Frosty kind of stuck in the defense, barely any boost remaining, yet he's still able to keep the ball out of his own health. And another demoing play coming from Black Diamond. It's gonna
And
be
Azul
Enzo.
pushing through to score that goal, and you love demos, don't you?
Yeah, but still, like, eventually, just that demo seems to be not that productive, so it didn't really do any good. So it was so quick to be biting him back, and that's gonna be resulting Black Diamond to go down by 1 goal in game number 3, even though they just, in the previous games, they have always been the team that has been scoring first. And I think this is a really good start for Vicious right now. I think this is exactly also what they needed. So they just really need to extend the lead and just try to have some chance to tie the series up at least in the next game. There's still plenty of time remaining, so this could go either way around. But for Vicious, they're having the start, and they just really need to keep on having this kind of start and don't fall down, I would say, just against Black Diamond, because the team is just still looking scary when it comes to those offensive plays.
I'm usually completely for offense, and in any sport, basically, I think when you have the lead, you shouldn't fall back, but you should push to improve the lead. But considering Vicious and the situation they are in, I think they should probably reorganize their defense and maybe try and keep the score up. But obviously, that's not working for them.
They finally respond back. They were having their shots. There was like basically double commits everywhere for Vicious. So many players at the same spot, just creating this kind of confusion. Also, a delay on every challenge they had to go for, because they don't really know who's going to be going for it. And as soon as they get to maybe commit to that decision, it's going to be way too late for them, or otherwise it's going to be resulting in a double commit where it's going to be just 2 players out of position. It's going to be really awkward for them to be covering up those empty spaces.
Double whiff there by Team Black Diamond, and it almost ends up in a goal, but Violent G's shot was really weak. It was going directly towards the defending player. So the score is still 1-1.
Frosty, kind of a bit of mistouch, but they're just still able to recover so quickly. Now it's going to be Brian trying to find the second touch. It's going to be Aquatic with a follow, but Jacob, solid defense to prevent the ball from going in. Now Azure trying to center the ball. Just, you really got to give them the credit for the defense in the backboard. They're just denying any chance from going through, which is what Vicious really need. Frosty with the second touch, still off target. Now Aquatic, it's gonna be in, and just a pre-jump, yet unable to get a 50 or anything else. Just both of your teammates were trusting you on that one, and just once again, it just 2 players on the same spot. It just, none of them were able to clear the ball away.
I have to say their positioning was really terrible there, and you can't do that against teams like Black Diamond, especially when you need the win in a match like this. So for now, it seems like your prediction was better than mine, because if things stay like they are now, it's gonna be
Beautiful
for
demo.
maybe it won't be
Yes,
a clean sweep for a team like Diamond.
they're still able to stay alive, I would say. So maybe like my predictions aren't still like about to happen. So there's still some kind of chance for Vicious to prove me wrong right there. But it just like Vicious, they looked really clean in the beginning, but right now they're just showing a lot of struggles in the defense, and you don't really want to have that, especially after keeping the series very close. So you know that you could keep the series very close, so you could win. If you gotta keep the series very close, it's still gonna be showing that you're still able to win. So it's so early for you to be giving up. But right now the game is still tied up, so hopefully for Vicious, they will be able to fix their mistakes and also get to communicate better and work on those spaces.
Vicious now going aggressively, and Team Black Diamond was in sort of a weird spot right there. Their defense was all around the place.
Really nice solo play from Aquatech. There you go, it's the last shot, it's gonna be from Ryan, but Azor is there for the block to prevent that 0-second goal.
They're
Jacob with a
keeping the ball
pre-jump.
up.
The ball's still alive, by the way. None of the teams are letting go, but we're still going to the overtime in game number 3. Vicious are still staying alive and not giving up so quickly. They're still having their chances right there. Gonna be Frosty with a miss of the wall.
Vicious are very high upfield, leaving the goal behind very open, and that could
Biology is forced
that
to play
could
the
turn
last
out as
man
a big
back.
mistake.
Yeah, thankfully they didn't get capitalized on that mistake because Biology was forced to play the third man in the back, just waiting for his teammates to be finishing their rotation so he could go for a challenge. Now Jacob with a free shot, and Brian with a pre-flip, yet is still enabled to make the save. And Vicious, one more hope for them to stay alive.
They won this match, and in the end, your prediction wasn't correct. It's a win for them.
But
So
still, I'm
let's
gonna
see.
be still walking away with 3-1. I'm still gonna be okay with that, but I would say Team Black Diamond, they just finally lost a game, but it just still like 1 goal difference, and it's like an overtime. So yeah, we're not like gonna be really. I would say I don't think we're gonna have a close, another close game, or like I would say a tie series, because like Black Diamond is like overall I think they're still looking the better team, but just I don't know, it's like sometimes they can be having some kind of weird plays. It's like maybe they're just looking way too relaxed. But for Vicious, I really respect that team. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be biased right there, but it just they have the potentials, but it's just not everything seems to be connecting together. And hopefully we're gonna see that in game number 4, because there's no more time for you, so you really want to end the series to be a tie at least. But for Black Diamond, they're probably going to be stepping up one more time.
I predicted a 3-1 win for Black Diamond, but if Wishes manages to get a draw in this series, I'm gonna be really surprised, and I think it's gonna be a big deal for them.
Even if it's a tie series, it's still going to be a big deal for them for sure. And now we're starting with another goal coming from Frosty right there, just putting his team on an early lead. Just beautiful pass as well coming from Brian. Violent G, he just rotated back to be defending his net, not really expecting a shot to be taken this fast. Like, even if it's like not gonna be 4-0, I think we're not gonna be wrong, because if it's gonna be, hey, it's like it's gonna be 3-1, that's completely fine. We're just at least try to get something out of these predictions. Really good 50 from Frosty. Is able to get the solo play. 2 goals lead on Frosty. Excuse me, for Black Diamond right there. Just he didn't really need a kind of passer. Just he managed to win the 50, and right now just a quick follow. Then it was left wide open.
Yeah, Team Black Diamond kind of wanting to show more initiative in this match. They were kind of sleepy in the previous one, letting Vicious take the win.
And the reason why I said game number 4 won't be really close because I think both sides will get tired and it will be all just up for that one team to be dominating because that's what we have. I'm really used to see like in these tournaments. It just every time just a series starts very close, the last game it will be the most disastrous and like your best job it would be like just make sure that's not gonna be on you. There's still
Yeah.
3 minutes remaining right now for Vicious to be bouncing up.
Yeah, it's basically keep your mistakes down and try and get lucky, score a goal or two, and that's it.
Interesting pre-jump save from Valenji. An accidental pass coming from Valenji, but they aren't able to capitalize. Halfway through game number 4, which is the last game of the series. It's gonna be Brian just already giving up so quickly after losing the 50, and Azur is just able to secure the goal for his team. 1 on the board, still plenty of time remaining, so Vicious, they could still bounce back again. They have done it in the previous game. And I'm sure that they could do it again. So as long as they get to fix their defensive mistakes, they're definitely able to do that. Interesting double tap from Frosty right off the kickoff. It just seems to be so quick to get those fancy plays. Team Black Diamond is able to play really fast, and we have seen what they're able to do as well, also with the mechanics. So just once again, they have to do it two more times in order to send the game to overtime, like in game number 3.
And I'm really glad to see a good atmosphere in the chat. Vicious players commending Frosty on that beautiful goal. It's a completely different story than we've seen in the previous match day. And it was really a beautiful shot and a beautiful goal.
Now Team Black Diamond must be feeling really good right now, especially after getting that maybe double taps. Like after a series has been really close, and right now you're just able to get those fancy goals, and right now just in the last game, you're having 2 goals lead basically on your opponent and 1 minute and a half remaining. So you kinda just try to relax and maybe not push way too hard. So just maybe try to keep on having more goals than your opponents and just could be helping up your goal differentials. But for Vicious, they seem to be like the team who is able to take down Team Black Diamond. They have finally resulted Team Black Diamond to have a loss on their record right now. So, like I said, they have a lot of potentials, and hopefully we're gonna see them playing again because this new roster seems to be really unstoppable once they get to be connecting together. Huge opening right there, just in the defense. Nobody's home. Everybody's just committed. 4-1 on the board. It's just gonna be Aquatic winning a 50, just waiting for the ball to be bouncing off the wall, and just you can see that Brian pre-flipping, trying to steal the goal from his teammate. I'm not sure if he has scored something in this series, but maybe this is why he's just trying to steal it. The team is looking really comfortable right now.
Brian, as far as I know, is probably one of the better players in Team Black Diamond. I think him and Frosty are basically carrying the success of the team. Not trying to undermine Akrotik, he's really a good player,
Oh,
but he's mostly doing defensive tasks
Oh,
while these two are more in the attack. So I think Brian probably can be happy with the results today.
yeah. Even if you're like not getting goals in the series, you're still helping your teammates out with the rotation, everything else. So it doesn't really matter. Just it's not really about the goals. Just like sometimes you get to bump your opponent out of the net, yet you still don't get any points for that. So points really don't mean a lot. But Black Diamond just never mind. Brian getting the last goal of the series. As we speak of it, it's just Brian just finally walking out with something. A great series, and for Vicious, like I said, I'm really respecting that team for being the first to make Team Black Diamond to lose a game. But Team Black Diamond, they were able to be bouncing back so quickly. They managed to get a win at least 3-1, just like how we predicted. So it wasn't 4-0, but at least the casters got something right. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be happy with that.
Yeah, it was actually it was an enjoyable match, and I'm just glad all the players had fun, as far as I can see in-game chat. So I wish good luck to them in the next match day. And since this was the last match of today, I just want to say thanks to everyone who watched. Thank you, Rydro, for joining me in the caster seat, and also thanks Sleeps for the same job and for streaming and helping make this possible. So next matches are gonna be played on Thursday at 6 p.m. local time, Sarajevo. And if you have any additional questions, join our Discord server or just ask us on Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere you read Ligaraketa. That's us. So have a nice evening. Enjoy yourself and see you soon.